Hey there, adventurers. My name is Pat Stevens from Guild of Imagination, and I just wanted to take you through a tour of the D&D Beyond character sheet so that way you're ready to go and start playing when you join your session. So, here is a character sheet. This is one of my favorite characters that I've ever made called Slick Oil of the Distant Rain. He's a tabaxi rogue, like a cat person. But I'm going to take you around and show you some of his stats and how we use the character sheet when we're playing. So first of all, the first few things that you are going to definitely need to know, and maybe the most important things on the sheet, are right up here in this section. The first one is armor class. So when you're in battle and you're fighting monsters, evil monsters, then your guildmaster is going to say, what's your armor class? You'll hear that a lot. And so you can come right to your sheet in this thing that looks like a shield, and you'll find armor class. So for us, for Slick Oil, it is 14. Right next to armor class, right above it, you will find your speed. When you're using a grid or a map and you have your character on that map, then especially in combat, you're going to be walking around on that map. Your speed tells you how far you can go when it's your turn. So with 30 feet, that is equal to 6 squares of movement on a sheet. If you're not using a map, then you'll be able to move 30 feet, and you just say that to your guildmaster. So there you'll find armor class and speed, and then over to the right over here, you're going to find your hit points. So if you've ever played video games, then I'm sure that you're familiar with a health track. In D&D, you have hit points, which is virtually the same thing. Slick Oil of the Distant Rain has 21 hit points. So during the course of your campaign and adventures, then you'll take damage and you'll heal. When you take damage, let's say a goblin stabbed us for 5 hit points, we would put a 5 right in here, and then we would click damage. And then you can see that the current hit points goes down to 16. Our max hit points, that's the total we can get, stays at 21. If you have a cleric or a paladin or somebody that can heal you in your party, that's great news. They might cast Healing Word or Cure Wounds on you. And let's say after that goblin attack, you got 8 points of healing. You'd come back over here, put in an 8, and click Heal. What you'll notice is that your current hit points never go above your max hit points. Okay, so even though we got 8 hit points, it won't go above 21 because we were only 5 down. Okay, so you can play around with that once you get your character all set, but those are 3 very important pieces: armor class, speed, and hit points. Moving on, we're going to go over to attacks. Now this box here is kind of like all of your actions and things that you're going to use most of the time when you're playing D&D. And a lot of the time you're going to be in combat or have spells or attacks or things like that. And so there's 2 places that you'll be able to find this. Under actions, right here, you'll see that there's another set of tabs where you can either go to all actions, you can go only to attack actions, you can go just to actions. There are things that are called bonus actions, so you might want to see what those are. Reactions. In this case, we're going to just stick on all, and I'm going to show you what an attack would look like. So if you're Slick Oil of the Distant Rain, you're a rogue, and you use a dagger, and so you are trying to attack that goblin that just came out and attacked you. So you grab your dagger, and you go to attack with it. So in this case, we have our dagger, and you can see your guildmaster would say, make an attack roll. In this hit column here, you'll find your bonus that you get to hit. So for Slick Oil, the dagger gets a +5. And the great thing about D&D Beyond is that we can just click the +5 or the plus number or any of these numbers, and it will roll digital dice for us. So we click that, and we can see we got a 12 on the die +5. That's our bonus to attack with the dagger. We got a 17, which is definitely going to hit that goblin. So that is a success. And then the guildmaster would say, roll your damage. And so you'd come over to the damage column and you'd click your damage die. In this case, it's a D4. We got a 4 on the die, which is great. +3 to the attack, 7 damage. And that actually might just knock that goblin out completely in one attack roll. Woohoo! So that's basically how attacks work. And there'll be other things too. you might have spells that work very similarly to that. Moving on from attacks, the next thing I want to show you is skills. Skills is this very long box right here. And these are all the different skills that your character might be good at or maybe not good at. Okay, so Slick Oil here. Well, before we do that, let me just show you here. This column, it says Prof, short for proficiency. Proficiency is right here. This tells you what your proficiency is. In this case, it's +2 for Slick Oil. And as you level up, your proficiency bonus will also go up. Okay, so right now it's +2. So anything in this column that is a filled in circle is going to have an additional +2 to it. Okay, so we can see our acrobatics are +3 because they're tied to dexterity. And our dexterity ability is +3. So our acrobatics get +3. But deception is tied to charisma. Our charisma ability is normally +2. Okay? But because of charisma, deception being proficient, you can see it's filled in right there, we get an additional +2. So charisma is +2, deception is proficient, so it becomes +4. Okay? And so if we were going to lie to that, maybe we snuck into the goblin camp and we want to lie to them and tell them that we're on their team, we might roll a deception check. In that case, we would just click our +4. Works the same exact way. We got a 9 + 4 for a total of 13. That might be good enough to lie. Goblins aren't the smartest creatures, but it would be dependent on your guildmaster. Or if you wanted to sneak into the camp, like I said before, you might see some skills not only with the circle filled in, but with another circle around it. That means that the character has expertise. Not all characters have expertise in things, but some do. And so if you see the circle filled in with another circle around it, that means you have expertise. And in this case, you'll see that stealth is tied to dexterity. So if we come back over here, dexterity is normally a +3. Our stealth over here is +7. So we got dexterity +3. Then we get proficiency, which is +2, which makes it 5. But because we have expertise, we get another proficiency added on, which makes it a +7. So if we're going to sneak into that goblin camp, our guildmaster would say, roll a stealth check. We'd click on that. And we got a natural 20, critical success, +7 for a 27. We definitely snuck in to that goblin camp. They did not hear us whatsoever. So that is the skills box. All right. Another section that I just want to show you about, show you a little bit about is saving throws. And again, you're going to find all those abilities: strength, dexterity, constitution, intelligence, wisdom, charisma. They're all here in saving throws, but the numbers might be different than your normal abilities. And the reason is, you can see the circle filled in next to it means that intelligence and dexterity, Slick Oil is proficient in those saving throws. Now, when would you use a saving throw? Well, let's say that Slick Oil is climbing up the side of a mountain, and as he's going, he slips. The guildmaster might say, roll a dexterity saving throw to try to reach back and grab on so you don't fall down that mountain. And so in that case, we would come to the dexterity saving throw section right here, and we'd click the +5. Oh no, that is a natural 1, +5 for a total of 6. I think Slick Oil just fell off the side of that mountain. But that is saving throws, so you're going to be using these quite a bit as well. And then finally, the last thing I want to show you is just the abilities themselves. These at the top: strength, dexterity, constitution, intelligence, wisdom, and charisma. When you make your character, if you make one in the future or if you've made one now, then you're going to choose the numbers that are assigned to each of these abilities. The number at the bottom here is the ability score. Strength is an 8, but dexterity is a 17 for Slick Oil. The higher the number, the better you are in that ability. Slick Oil is very dexterous, but he's not very strong. So in this case, you'll see the numbers at the bottom are not actually what you're rolling. They give you a modifier. That's how the whole character sheet works. So dexterity, being a 17, gives Slick Oil a +3. But strength being an 8 gives Slick Oil a -1. Okay? And so when we combine all of these things, so like dexterity, like I said, we got a +3. Then we have, in the case of stealth, proficiency, so it becomes a 5, and then expertise would add another proficiency, so it is a 7. All right? And that basically is your character sheet. So I hope you have a great time, and we'll see you at the table.